new episode of Soundcheck with Pathos and Logos. And we are Pathos and Logos.
It's Soundcheck with Pathos and Logos, and we also are Pathos and Logos. We're not like William H. Macy and like a bowl of overcooked rice trying to do the Pathos and Logos show.
No.
We are, in fact, the actual dudes.
Yep.
So.
In the flesh.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not holograms.
No, real dudes, not AI.
Yeah.
Not AI, real guys.
No Sora up in this bitch today.
That's right. That's
No,
right.
definitely not.
That's the actor.
So, another week, another show. Paul, what you got going on? What's new, man? What have you been up to?
Really, homie, just trying to put them ideas together, a little practice, little ideation for writing for the next Pathos and Logos record. Gospel is out. It's been out since the summer.
Yep.
And it's moving into that season where it's time to start writing for the new record. So just kind of getting my stuff together with that there, buddy.
Yeah, I think we've got 3 or 4 songs ready already.
Oh, yeah, there's some stuff ready to go. We'll be tracking soon.
And we're shooting the last music video for Gospel this evening once we're done here.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
And I don't know how much detail we want to go into about that, but we may get in trouble and we may not. But we're going to do our best. That's all that you can do.
It's going to be a guerrilla-style music video.
That's right.
Sure. Yeah,
That's right.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, getting into the writing season.
This changing of the season. The leaves change. The band activity season changes.
I feel that, homie.
Yeah,
I feel that. Okay. Well, then, I mean, any special things going on this weekend for you? Or
for me,
just writing and stuff?
I can't believe I almost forgot to mention this.
What?
All right, so my wife's favorite television program is Twin Peaks.
Good one.
Okay. And on tomorrow night in Denver, Emily and I are going to go see some of the cast from Twin Peaks.
Is it a convention?
It's not a convention. It's just certain members of the cast are getting together at a venue to just talk about the experience of having been on the show.
Oh, that's cool.
So, yeah, that's what we're going to end up doing with our tomorrow, dude, for sure.
Is it like an anniversary? Is this an anniversary year for the show?
That I don't know, now that you mention it. I'm not entirely
The only
sure.
reason I ask is because Rocky Horror Picture Show turns 50 this year. Oh. And they're doing a lot of the Rocky Horror Picture Show anniversaries. And I don't know if, once again, I don't know if we'd say conventions.
Yes.
But a lot of the actors and stars are getting together and just kind of reliving the moment and all that fun
Yeah.
stuff. And so that, I just wasn't sure if the movie was turning a certain age or something.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure where we stand on the Twin Peaks thing. It was 1990.
When it came out?
Is when it came out.
Well, the
show Twin Peaks has
Right.
since dropped in 90.
show first, movie second?
It was a show first.
And then X-Files.
Yeah. There was, as a matter of fact, Dave, if you don't know this, if you never saw Twin Peaks, David Duchovny appears on Twin Peaks. Yeah.
For real?
As an very interesting character, as a matter of fact.
Well, I guess everybody's going to have to go and check it out for themselves.
That's right. Go watch Twin Peaks. The first season reads a little bit like, kind of like a police procedural a little bit. And then the second season goes fucking nuts. I've never seen a show like Twin Peaks, dude.
Speaking of never seeing anything quite like it, this past weekend I went and saw Jay Muse from Jay and Silent Bob fame, doing I guess you would call it like a stand-up comedy special.
Sure.
And that was interesting, to say the least, for sure. Does Jay still being Jay? Smoking weed, doing blunts.
Was he... Okay, I didn't ask you this. You told me a little bit about what the experience was like, but was he just being Jay from Jay and Silent Bob in real life?
Man, what I came to the conclusion after walking out of the place, there is no difference between Jay from Jay and Silent
There's no
Bob
dividing
and Jay
line.
Muse. He is himself.
Right.
And so, I mean, the answer is no, dude. He's exactly the same. His hair is different.
Right.
Got a couple years on him. You know what I mean? But the jokes are pretty much there.
Right.
And place sold out, dude.
No shit.
Packed out. I had to beg Eli at the Moxie for 2 tickets.
How do you like that?
Yeah. So dude's definitely doing something right.
Yeah, I must be, dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
shout out to Jay Muse, dude.
Shout out to Jay Muse. Had a good show. Sold out. Right. Shout out to Eli for getting us in. That was pretty cool of him. At first he was like, "Yo, it's sold out. You can watch from the bar with me," and I took him up on that offer. And then he got us special seats.
Well, Eli from the Mox, it's literally his venue. He knows a guy.
You think he's got a guy on the inside?
He's got a guy on the inside.
Maybe one or two guys on the inside.
Might just be able to find a way if it's Eli himself.
Yeah, dude, I was actually very impressed because we've been to the Moxie multiple times.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, countless times.
Thousands
even. But the way they had it set up for a comedy show,
Yeah.
dude, the place was packed.
Awesome.
It was like they literally had people sitting in like the
the upper?
like the upper,
No
whatever
shit,
you call that. Yeah, the upper echelon. I had never seen human beings watching a show up there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and they had it just packed out.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So good for them. Yeah, the scene is alive and thriving, that's for sure.
Gotta love that, dude.
Gotta love it. Yeah.
Shout to Eli, shout to the Moxie, shout to Jay Muse, shout to stand-up comedy.
Yeah, that's true. What do you have on your mind, dude? I can tell by the look on your
You know
face.
that I've got something on my mind, dude.
Get it off your chest, homie.
Okay, this is what I need to know. And again, as I always like to say, the word is need. I obsess over things like this. I think about this all the time. All right, man. All right.
I'm ready.
If it were socially acceptable for you as a grown adult man to trick or treat, what would, because it's October. It's October.
It is that time.
We're getting to be, it's the season of the witch up in here, y'all. We're getting there. What would you go trick or treating as?
First of all, excellent Halloween 3 reference, by the way. Don't think that just slipped past me, okay? What would I go as? First of all, I think it's socially acceptable for a grown man to still dress up and go trick-or-treating. That's perfectly fine, okay? And I would relive the childhood classics. I'm going to be Michael Myers. If I can, I'm going to point over here and see if I can get a picture from my mom of me dressed up as Michael Myers for Halloween. Right here. Here we go. Hopefully that's...
Yes, so either Teresa will be able to get you that photograph, and the point that you just did will make some kind of basic logical sense, or in perpetuity, it will just be you pointing.
to nothing at all.
And either way, I think it'll be wildly entertaining.
She'll be like, I threw those pictures away, hon. Along with all your action figures and all your memories. No, I got it.
Yeah, that little twist of real at the end there, be like,
Made it too real.
it got a little too real.
Yep.
When I was trick-or-treating as a kid, I only ever was Superman or Dracula.
Why does that not surprise me?
You are 0% shocked to hear that. I would literally just alternate by the year. I was either Superman or Dracula. I think until I was like 13 or 14 when The Crow came out. And then I was The Crow for a couple of years. And then I kind of like got away from it a little bit. But if I could go back, I don't know how I would do this. But there's got to be a Godzilla costume, dude.
Oh, I'm sure.
There's got to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's because that's another childhood obsession, dude.
Just be Godzilla for
Shout to rock photographer John Lowen. See you, baby. Godzilla dudes, dude.
It's true.
Yeah,
It's
so
very, very true.
that's what I would do.
That's what you had on your mind, huh?
Yeah.
Well, now you know, I guess.
Yeah.
And now that I think about it, like I went back and forth between Jason Voorhees and Michael Myers quite a bit. So I'm going to hold my finger back up here. There may be a picture of me as Jason Voorhees instead.
This content exists somewhere.
Teresa Neely has it.
Teresa Neely
She
has
still
it.
has it.
She's still got
in
it,
the
dude.
darkest coffers
That's right.
of the family home. I'm sure it's there.
In the most immemorial recesses of primordial horror, a.k.a.
They're sitting underneath all my old karate trophies.
all of your old karate trophies. Attic, sitting in the attic. I could not momentarily find the word attic. We're not editing that out.
Leave it in.
Yeah, it
That's
stays
the
in.
best part.
Stays in. Couldn't find the word attic there. Kyle, as you know, being able to put on a production of this magnitude requires talking about ads, but
Oh, we got to pay the bills? Is that
gotta
what you're
pay
saying?
those
Is it
bills,
that
dude.
time? I
Gotta pay
guess
the
it is
bills.
that time. Okay, well, say, friends, have you ever been hurt in an accident? Or maybe you have a payday loan and you need cash now. You should call the law offices of Pathos Logos and Logos, attorneys at law.
that's exactly right. Pathos and Logos, attorneys at law, centered here in northern Colorado. We do not know anything about law. We have not been trained in that vocation or discipline. If you've been injured in an accident, we feel terrible for you. We can buy you a pizza. The Soundcheck gives us buy you a pizza money.
We're going to bill it back to you.
Oh, yeah.
But we can get you infinite pizzas, actually.
Yeah. There's no limit. Here at our law offices, there's no limit to the amount of pizzas we could get for you. If you have a broken neck from a car accident, unfortunately, we will not be able to get you compensation. But, like, just think about the toppings, dude. You know what I mean? Just think about what toppings you want, and we got you, dude.
Unlimited toppings. You want Calabrian olives? You got it.
Ooh. That's what we bring to the table here at the law offices of Pathos Logos, and Logos. It's your money, and we want it now.
That's right, folks. 0% of cases won, 100% of times had fun. Call the law offices of Pathos Logos, and Logos now.
And ask your doctor if Pathos Logos, and Logos is right for you.
And now back to the show.
Here we are. We're back.
Man, I had like a structured settlement, and I called the Pathos Logos attorneys at law, and they got my money in 48 hours.
They got your money in 48 hours. Gotta love that.
Just like that.
Did they get you the money in the form of pizzas?
Crypto. Yeah, crypto. But, at least it's accepted wherever you are in the world.
That's right. I, too, actually was... I was injured in an accident, and I was compensated by the law offices of Pathos Logos, and Logos in actually dead bugs. A surprisingly high fraction of dead insects. I don't know where they store them. I don't exactly understand the delivery method. Each one was individually and very meticulously and carefully delivered, if you can imagine this, Kyle, by tiny parachute. They all sort of like, there was a plane that went overhead, and then tiny parachute by tiny parachute, all of these desiccated bug carapaces were delivered to me in a very timely fashion. I still have not recovered from the injury.
What happened?
Oh, I was cut in half.
Oh, jeez.
Actually, I was sliced in half. So my legs, what you see here, this is just a clever kind of wax configuration. Little bit of like an Icarus flew too close to the sun. You don't know this. I'm sitting actually, it looks like this is a chair, but carefully and strategically placed on the inside of the mattress are several bags of frozen peas. So I'll never stand up again. I mean, I'm fixed in this position. I live at Kyle's house now. I have all of my mail delivered here.
The practical effects budget that we have at the show has actually increased quite a bit.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's that sweet Soundcheck cash. It can make it look like I have legs, but really they're just a wax monstrosity. And I am bound permanently and irrevocably to this chair, which is convenient because this is the chair that I use when we make Soundcheck episodes. So I suppose you could call it a silver lining.
I recognize you now. You're the guy from the Party Cannon cover, aren't you?
Yeah.
Oh, partied in half.
Partied in half, dude.
Yeah.
I was partied in half.
Well,
and I still have a little bit of emotional scarring from all the confetti, all of the beverages that were consumed that night. Mercifully, the amount of blood alcohol I had kind of functioned like an antiseptic agent. I didn't get any kind of an infection just because of the BAC there. But anyhow.
Well, I'm glad it worked out for you.
Oh, yeah. I was about to say, no, sturdy. You know what I mean? Sturdy.
Can't even feel it, can you?
Oh, no. Knock, knock. Wax doesn't knock. So I don't know. I might as well have made like a quacking sound there, and that's.
I mean, I don't know. I feel bad now compared to your injury. I just fell off a bicycle.
Well, they're basically the same, dude. They're basically the same.
I mean, I guess I injured my ankle. I sued myself.
Right.
We were successful in suing myself.
Yeah,
and so
we go after the tough cases, dude.
It is. It's the tough ones.
We do. We go after the tough ones. We're not scared here at the law offices of Pathos Logos, and Logos.
Kyle D. Azar to your rescue. They call me the fucking pit bull.
The fucking pit bull.
I'm going to come after you and get your structured settlement settled right here and right now.
They call Kyle the pit bull, and they call me the three-legged Yorkshire Terrier of law. I mean, I don't let up, homie. You'll be scared. You'll see me. I'll be riding in on my wax legs. They have wheels on the bottom of them. They're not particularly effective wheels. But I will stare at you unblinking and menacing. I just make unbroken eye contact with you. We're not scared.
Do your wax legs melt in the sun?
They will melt in the sun, in direct sunlight. It's not even high quality wax. You know what I mean? Like, you could just, like, vaguely from the other side of the room point a hair dryer at me, and the marginal temperature difference, I'm like pulling like a Wizard of Oz, like, Wicked Witch thing where I'm like melting and I do the whole hand gestures thing. It's actually very dramatic. That is what we bring to the table here at the law offices of Pathos Logos and Logos. Well, now that we have taken care of that, we've made it clear that we are the foremost and most powerful and experienced law office in Northern Colorado.
Got that fat advertising cash.
That's exactly correct.
Now we can do whatever we want.
And whatever we want is to bring on our distinguished guest today.
It's time.
He is a wonderful, beautiful human being, a good friend of ours, great guy, and he is running what could only be described, guys, as a very tight ship. It is our pleasure here at Soundcheck to introduce owner of Braeburn Records, none other than Derik Hendrickson. Guys, I'm going to stand up on my wax leg. God. Derik, how are you, man?
Doing very well.
That's
you
good.
guys?
That's good. We're great, dude.
We're doing well.
We are
good,
vibing.
Good.
We're
Please do
doing a
come
little set movement here.
Get comfortable here.
That's right.
Make
Kyle
sure
had
it's
to
all good.
relocate the feng shui of the location of the margarita. You know what I mean? Does
Yes.
it spark joy? Now in that position, it absolutely does.
It has to be east facing. Otherwise, the feng shui is not right.
There's
now.
protocols to this kind of thing.
Facing.
That's
I
exactly
can
right.
understand.
That's right.
It's all the way the sun shines.
Do
You want that double rainbow? This is the only way to get it.
Do you see how he understands
This is
it?
what happens.
You see how
This
he
is what
gets it,
happens.
dude? He gets it. Finally, someone understands.
Gentlemen, I appreciate you having me here tonight.
It is a pleasure.
It's fun to be here.
Yeah.
I've been waiting a long time for this. I really
So
have.
have we.
Yeah. It's wonderful that it's happening.
No, we love you. No, we love you. No, you hang up. No,
It's
you
just,
hang up.
it's so awesome that I happen to have been in town today, and I
it
could
worked
just
out.
swing by. You know,
And-
it's wonderful.
And
Thank you
no,
so
and
much.
actually, we do appreciate that we were able to catch you because you are a very active guy.
Got a lot of things happening. Yeah.
Yeah, Braeburn Records is very active. Were you perhaps at a show last night?
In fact, I was.
Tell us a little bit more.
We need to know.
Colorado, at the Marquee Theater.
Yeah.
I saw a band called Elliot from Louisville, Kentucky.
Okay.
Great band. If you don't know them, they have 3 albums plus an EP or 2. 20-something years ago was
shit.
the end of that band, and they're back. And the lead vocalist used to be in a band before that called Falling Forward.
Okay.
And he's also in a new supergroup on Equal Vision called Mirrorless that's putting out a record this year. So
Okay.
they were on their way to the Best Friends Forever Fest in Vegas this weekend.
Shout to Best Friends Forever Fest.
I wish I was there. Let me just say that. Knapsack, Jimmy Eat World, Mineral played their last show there on Thursday
shit,
night.
Dude. Fuck. Okay.
Good lineup.
Yeah, that's
Elliot
it.
was on their way there, and they stopped in Denver on the way. So luckily, I at least got to say hi on the way by.
God, you do. As the way that you're explaining it, Derik, the idea is not that they have only just reassembled like for that show. They're back there a functioning creative entity again?
I believe so. At
Okay.
least enough to make this tour towards the show and back happen.
Okay.
So it's kind of a reunion sort of thing. The old Ink and Dagger bassist was playing with them. Really cool stuff, man. These guys know where they're coming from.
Okay.
They know what's going on.
Well,
So that was fun.
Yeah, a lot of bands are doing that. God Forbid's kind of coming back now.
That's right.
Refused got back together and
I
did a
did see
set.
that. Did you go to
Yeah,
that show?
I wanted
That
to,
was
but
good.
I did not get it. Yeah, didn't make it there. But yes,
shit.
would have loved to have been to that one. Yeah, that'd have been great.
Okay. So the little happy reunion happening there. I love that. Elliot, I was about to say, I have heard the name. I got to check them out. I am not.
Definitely have to check them out.
They're pretty good,
Yes.
huh? Okay.
Mike from Suicide Cages and I were there last night.
Oh,
And,
no shit.
He was pretty impressed with the fact that they were playing a lot of work from their second album,
Okay.
which happened to be the one that made him rethink how to write songs.
Oh,
So it's worth checking out because it's totally different. It's good
I
stuff.
love that.
Yeah, yeah.
I love
Coming
that.
from the hardcore world, but doing it in a way that's emo core before it turned into emo.
Oh.
But with an angelic voice.
Oh, that's
You know what I'm
awesome,
saying?
dude.
Yeah, good stuff.
That's sick, dude.
Okay, I love
A
that.
couple little sprinkles for you to check out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did go to Turnstile last week too.
No, where was Turnstile?
Underneath I-70,
What?
next to the Denver Coliseum.
I was just going to say, that's where the Coliseum's at.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
okay.
you know that weird underpass when you walk between the rodeos?
I know exactly where you're talking about.
That's where they did the show. So Turnstile played there. They had like food tents and food tables, and like you walked in and you could buy stuff, and then they were right there, man.
No
Underneath
fucking way.
Oh, that's sick.
Turnstile, Mannequin Pussy, Speed. Oh, it was good, man. It was fun.
That's
It was a good
fucking
time.
awesome.
Yeah, it was a great show.
Are there? Is that kind of like how they're doing their tour right now? Is it all outdoor stuff?
I think so.
Because
these
I
guys
saw
have enough power that they're making
making that
venues
happen.
Yeah.
I saw footage of their Baltimore show because they're from Baltimore, right? And
big park?
Yeah, dude, and it was packed out,
Yeah.
dude. Yeah, people were going banana for Turnstile.
Okay.
And
This
it
was
was
like a 9,000 person version of that.
holy shit, dude.
Okay.
It was good.
That's a good gig.
It was a good gig.
Yeah,
That's
that's
what you
great.
call a
Well,
good
I mean,
gig.
where else are you going to find venues in Denver that are going to do that? You know what I mean? That
Right.
aren't already booked out a year in advance or something. You know,
I think they call it Project 70. It was a pop-up venue.
that's there you go.
But they got the space for it.
Yeah.
It worked. It was a nice night.
Damn, good
was
on
fun.
them,
It
man.
was good. Yeah,
Whoever's
yeah.
doing their TMing or putting that together is definitely
Fucking
thinking.
knows what the hell they're doing.
Yeah.
Figured it
Yeah.
out. Yes.
Yeah,
Hell
that
yeah.
kind of reminds me of the band Hemorrhage in a way. Hemorrhage out of
Oh,
San
yeah,
Francisco.
from San Francisco.
Yeah, how they were like, yo, like fuck all these venues and stuff. We're just gonna roll up in a U-Haul to all these shows
Nice.
and open the back of the U-Haul.
Isn't there a band that does that here in Denver?
I'm sure that
I
there
think there
is.
is.
Just some kind of
Yeah.
modified vehicle where the vehicle is the stage.
You roll up the back of the truck and you got a stage right there.
Yeah.
There you go. You
Isn't
play
it-
until they shut you down.
Right.
Until the
Play
cops
a
show
little
up.
more. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
sir.
It's wild that that's kind of what it's come to now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
That is pretty
it's
crazy.
pushing the edge of the envelope, dude.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
thing.
artists are always finding new ways to just whatever it is,
Yeah.
to just make it happen, dude.
Yeah.
So, Derek, so you as the owner of Braeburn Records,
Right.
you're located out of Fort Collins.
That is correct.
That's correct. Tell us a little bit about the history of the label, man.
Okay. Started it in 1998 in Salt Lake City, Utah.
All right.
I had some friends that played in bands, and I just felt like I needed to support them and help build a scene of some sort, grow a scene of some sort.
Yeah.
And released a few records and CDs at the time, and came out with 8 or 9 records, and kind of lost track of things for a while, as life goes. Got married, had some kids, had to find a job that paid, because
Right.
putting money into bands that break up on the road was fun and still has some great stories for me to
That's
tell.
right, that's
but
right.
I felt like I had to maybe, feed the kids and
I,
stuff.
look, I'm not a doctor, but I am relatively sure, particularly children, may or may not eat a lot. Actually,
This
Kids
is why
eat-
we have you as the expert on the show.
That's
And I'm only here as a guest, but I can tell that's what you're doing.
Panel
Right,
expert.
yeah.
trained professionals.
Professionals. That's where we're at here. So then I went off and did a few other things.
Yeah.
I was a loan officer for residential loans. I was a conductor on the railroad for 15 years.
No shit.
Damn.
I saw the world in a different way that way, yes.
Right. Yeah.
I thought about music continuously, and it kept me, sane in between all the other things I was chasing.
Yeah.
A few sales jobs here and there, some marketing, all the other fun stuff, but just kept the music going in my head and kept thinking of what I could do and how maybe I could sell the CDs that were collecting dust in my basement.
Right.
And it took me a while.
Yeah.
It took me a while. But in the process, I had a couple beautiful kids.
Yeah.
And they did that thing they do. They grow up as you feed them. So it worked out well for me.
That's right. Again, we are not medical professionals, but
all
it
these
does
things.
seem like they grow.
You can connect these dots.
That's
ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. So in doing so, more life stuff happens.
Yeah.
And we ended up finding ourselves in a spot where I became a single father. It's kind of suddenly, and my 9 and 5-year-old had to watch me be on call for another 5 years on the rail.
Right.
There's a real term. It's called railroaded.
Yeah,
Okay.
If someone was to get railroaded, it's not a good thing.
Yeah.
I was left someone with the sense that that's not a thing that you want to have happen
Let's
to you.
just say it's a real term.
Okay.
And I feel as if perhaps that might have happened to me.
Right.
Okay. So I moved on and
Yeah.
decided to sell the house and got a little camper and took the kids on a little excursion. Before I knew they were going to have to do online school for COVID, we decided to do this thing where we went on vacation for a year and camped in weird places like the Grand Canyon during January and had great, empty campgrounds to have campfires and not have the connectivity we needed for, school. But we made it through. It was a rough year, but we made it through.
Yeah.
And somewhere in the process, we decided that in the places that we had visited, Fort Collins was a great spot. And my son was moving into his second year in high school and kind of wanted a real thing.
Right.
That I want to be at a school and maybe have a thing that happens where I have friends and play in a band and whatever else. You guys met him, actually. That's Max.
That's right.
From Mood Swing Misery.
Yes, sir.
You guys had him on pretty recently.
That's right. Yeah. He
Last
was on
week.
last week's show.
Nice. That being said, I brought the kids to Fort Collins. We settled down a little bit. They both got through high school there. And in the process, my son started playing drums in the high school band and found some friends and started playing music. And over the course, he recorded an EP of music that he wanted to release. And having done the label in the early 2000s, this whole internet thing wasn't a thing at the time. The mail order and the word of mouth and all the other great stuff was a lot of fun, but you had to have people pass down the mixtapes and the whatever else for you to find these bands. And it's kind of fun to see how it works now, where you can search or the algorithm will find it for you, or sometimes it's pretty good. You never know. Somehow in there he said, I think we want to do something with this record. And I said, well, let's release it, buddy. You want to start a label? So I'm thinking we could start a new thing. It'd be awesome. It'd be like a father-son teamwork deal. And he stopped and he said, no, I want to put it out on your label, Dad.
Oh.
So, I mean, enough said, right? It's a beautiful little story, but needless to say, my son got me back into it. I got excited. I had already started making friends with everybody around the area, watching bands play live, making friends with other musicians, because that's just the people I hang out with.
Yeah.
And it worked out. So we released a Mood Swing Misery EP, and now Braeburn is back in force. And we've got, I don't know, I went from like release number 9 or 10 to I think I'm on number 20 something now, 24, 25. It's been an exciting year.
Yeah.
So the last year or so we've been putting out some records by a lot of great bands, and I think I'm working with about 10 or 12 bands now.
No shit.
Wow, that's interesting to hear how it's come full circle.
Isn't it great?
How your son ended up kind of like bringing you back into it, even though you like you said, it's in the back of your mind. You've always got music in the back of your mind, but then to have your mini me come up to you and be like, I'm ready to do this thing. I'm sure it just gave you all kinds of gusto to go after it again.
Yeah. Absolutely. And unbeknownst to me, I've always been, what you should do here is, as a father, you always think you have some suggestive things to maybe direct the kid the right way. And I think I'd kind of raised him that way, thinking about those things anyway. So, he's an artist. He takes photography pretty seriously. So he goes to shows and was doing the black and white pit photos, from the pit in the middle of the scene, doing all that stuff. He has a lot of fun with video and promo and stuff like that. So it's been fun to have him teach me how to use Instagram.
Right.
And become active in this new world and figure out how to stream songs and do all. It sounds silly, folks, but there was a time when we didn't do all this stuff.
We're right there with you.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, we are right there with you.
That is actually one of the things that we talked about with Mood Swing Misery.
Oh,
is
really?
that they're natives to that stuff. Like they're very good about the promo material, and you can see just a marked level of excitement. Be like, oh, let's do this fun thing or this silly thing. But it's all, for them, it has always been inextricably and organically tied just to the experience. Oh, if you start a band, like, well, I mean, whether you start a band or you're not starting a band, most people utilize some form of social media in the modern world. So it's been a part of their thing the entire time. But there's been a learning curve for fellas like us.
Yeah, the old, I'm gray for a reason here. But I do learn new tricks, so I'm working on it.
That's right.
But it's fun. It's exciting to be able to turn people on to music that moves me, you know, and also have it be a community builder as well. So working with local bands has become working with good bands, has become working with their friends and connections, and it's a small world, and it's smaller now that we all have access to this internet stuff.
That's right.
And I'm saying it weird, but I understand what it is. Just so you know.
Well, I remember when the first band that we started was in 2006 or 7 or something like that. And at the time, was MySpace around back then?
MySpace was around.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah.
I remember it being very new. Right, and I remember trying to get over the hurdle of like, what do you mean I'm not supposed to go to the show and hand out CDs or flyers? Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, fuck, are you talking?
I just set that up as my song that comes up when you open my page,
and that's it. And then I can just go and send these requests to people, and we hang out online. Mind-boggling to me. Who's this fucking dude named Tom? Right.
He's everywhere.
This fucking guy.
He's everywhere.
Yeah, but to now see how it's, I don't even want to say evolved, but revolutionized the entire industry. Yeah. Within a couple years of that, you get the iPod in 2008, right, which basically shuts everybody down for a number of years as they try and figure out how downloading and streaming is going to behave. Remember that whole thing when people couldn't figure that shit out anymore? And now here we are, where it's streaming is just this is how people listen to music, and I don't know. It's just kind of wild to see this has all happened in less than 20 years.
So you talk about full circle.
Yeah,
I'm of the firm mind that we still need physical music.
Yeah. Agreed. Yeah,
I still collect, right? So vinyl has seen a resurgence in this world of people that didn't know there was such a thing,
right? Because
they were raised with digital or downloadable music.
Yeah.
How do you have something tangible again? You get something analog, you listen to it analog, you look at the big artwork, and you have something to prove you own it, right?
Yeah.
I'm releasing CDs, I'm releasing cassettes, I'm doing vinyl. We even did an 8-track for the new Suicide Cages record. 25 copies of 8. Ladies and gentlemen, you may not know what that is. Some kids look at that and go, what is that? Even when it's on the table, so we have it labeled, but look up 8-track. It's cool. It doesn't make any sense, but there was a thing there at one time. I found a lady and her husband who have a garage full of 8-tracks in Texas. Wow. They re-record new tape and they reload old tapes. So we had some red ones. We had some like worn, cream color that had aged over the years.
They have a slight patina to them.
That's right. New stickers and a new little slipcase.
Yeah.
And I think we've only sold 3 so far, so should you want a collector item,
there you go.
Suicide Cages Live Without record is available on 8-track.
That's amazing.
That's so sick.
I have a lot of fun with that because it plays to the collector mind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We all have, whether it's your action figures or your music or your whatever, we all have our collections, right? And I want to add to that a little bit by having people have access to the music. You don't necessarily need the download code with the record anymore because it's all downloadable anyway.
Right.
You can listen to it on some streaming, something. But it's fun to be able to have tangible copies of records again. So I've been having a lot of fun with old/new/resurging formats.
Yeah.
And trying to make sure that we still have something that we can touch when we go away from a show and something to collect as we see these bands.
The physical talisman. Kyle and I talk about this all the time. It seems like the worlds of metal, punk, and hardcore, there is still some amount of desire or, like you said, the collector's mind.
Oh, absolutely.
People want something that they can hold in their hands. And it's ritualistic.
Oh,
You open up the CD, you're looking at the liner notes, you take the vinyl record out, you're looking at the artwork on the inside. Kyle and I created the album format called the Codex, which is this book, the one for the gospel record. How many pages is in that?
20 pages.
20 pages of photographs, excerpts from reviews, and there's QR codes. I mean, you could technically use it as a way to listen to the music. Scan the QR, takes you to a song, takes you to an album.
And this is a whole different deal. This is a choose your own adventure with the album.
Precisely right.
Which is exciting.
Yeah,
I think that's really fun. Yeah.
I think probably on average people will still just like, oh, I'll go to Spotify. But much like you sold 3 of the 8 tracks.
Right.
But I'm not going to say only 3. You sold them.
It was all in Salt Lake to the same group of people. So the enthusiasm was ripe that day.
Yeah.
You know? And that's what it's about.
But
it's about being excited about something real.
Yes, that's something like, get that T-shirt, of course.
Right.
But there's something about feeling it's like the talismanic power. You're holding it in your hand. The music itself. We've started making cassette tapes.
I was just going to say retro media is what I've been referring to it as.
I love that.
All forms of retro media are actually seem to be doing very well.
That they do.
It just feels good to have something that, even if it's no longer the principal delivery system for how you experience the music, very obviously it is retro media. I like that. It's coming
Dude,
back.
I saw a band put their record out in a cartridge format, like for a Super Nintendo. So you have to load it into your Super Nintendo and then listen to it on your television.
That is the hardest shit I have ever heard of.
Fucking
That's wild.
sick.
And literally, how many times do they really listen to it?
Probably.
But it goes on the shelf, and it's the coolest story in the world.
Exactly.
And everybody talks about it.
Yeah, and if you can figure out how to make that shit work, could you Sega Genesis, dude? I think they were doing like 32-bit audio and stuff like that, or 16-bit audio. Man, you could be listening to fucking Deicide on your Sega Genesis right now, dude. That's cool to me, and I would consider that to be retro media.
I would think that if anybody isn't listening to Deicide on their Sega Genesis right now,
what are you doing?
we have a problem.
You're not listening to Deicide on your fucking Sega Genesis?
We might need to talk. Just saying.
Yeah, I got to tip my hat to you, because I remember calling you about the vinyl and cassette, and I'm like, I don't know about this, yada, yada, yada. And the cassette tapes, we did Blood Red cassette tapes, and they have been one of our best sellers for gospel specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah, people love them, dude. People love them.
It's so much fun to have something that you can touch and look at. And again, with the lore of the codex to go with the Blood Red cassette.
That's right.
You've got to have both now, right?
Our good friend Mesa from
Shout out to Mesa Pfeiffer.
Shout out to Mesa Pfeiffer from Montana. We were staying with her when we were playing out in Montana one time, and she literally was like, dude, stuff, merch. Like, it was Coheed and Cambria who she had gone to see.
That was her example.
And her example. And she has this thing, you put it on the shelf, and it's a great story.
Sure.
There's this thing, I no longer recall even exactly what it was, but it was on her shelf, and there was like fucking lightning and shit on the inside
It was like part comic book, part like Death Star thing that they had going on too.
Because you want to talk about lore. Coheed has crazy lore.
They do have some comic books, right?
Yeah.
One of the
They
guys
sure
in the
do.
band writes those and stuff.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There's a bunch of little things that work with that.
And she was just like, she's like, dude, if it's cool enough, we will buy it.
Right.
Like people are. It's another way of augmenting the concert
Well,
experience.
Danzig's been selling comic books for how long, right?
Oh, yeah.
I
There
forgot
are some
that.
people that figured this out a while ago.
Yeah.
We just forget.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
I had heard that Rob Zombie of White Zombie and Rob Zombie fame, when White Zombie was getting big in the, like, believe it or not, mid 80s, when they first started putting their first records out, it wasn't necessarily so much the music that people were coming out for, it was the art that Rob Zombie was making for custom artwork that people would be getting at the shows. It would be a one-off t-shirt that he made and drew for you while he was there or something like that.
Fucking wild.
And look at where he's at now. You know what I mean? And he's always been somebody. Now, I'm not going to say I'm steeped in Rob Zombie or White. I loved Astro Creep 2000, of course. Sure. But I think we can all go back and think of all of the artwork and everything that is associated with it that immediately set him and that band apart from everybody else.
Yes, sir.
Right?
That's exactly
and you
right.
only got that if you bought the CD, dude.
Yeah,
you know,
dude.
like
Part
if
of the
you
deal.
you had to have it, dude, to like open it up and see those fucking zombie tits.
That changed me as a human being. I had the Los Exorcisto Devil Music Volume 1, and you flip to the back of the CD, and there's the demon guy with his two arms around two demon chicks with gigantic tits. I was like, I don't stand a chance of being a normal person now.
I think maybe I'll get into this music stuff.
Yeah.
Man, this music sure is cool.
Does that really happen?
this is definitely for me.
This is relevant to my interests.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I love that. Suicide Cage. So then, walk us through what a day is like for you as a label owner.
Great question.
Man, I just get to go see a lot of cool bands. I get to listen to a lot of great music, and I get to talk to a bunch of creatives. It's not a bad world. I get to write off my miles to these shows because I'm having business meetings with these people at the time that we're talking music. And a lot of these guys are my friends, or they become my friends, right?
Yeah.
So I just have a lot of fun. You know,
so
the part of that, I guess the part that I enjoy is the discovery part, where you get to discover a band that you haven't heard, or not that everybody hasn't heard them, but maybe I haven't heard them.
Right.
Or somebody turns me on to a band, or I get an unsolicited email from somebody that says, hey, we have a new EP. We love what you're doing. Check it out. Like I did with the Sons of Montana.
Yeah.
They, unbeknownst to me, had been watching what is happening with Braeburn and saw the Suicide Cages record and got excited.
Okay.
Sent me an EP, and I ended up working with them and releasing that as we work towards a full-length record with them next year. I love the excitement of that.
Yeah.
To be able to discover something that you can turn people onto or share with people as you're building the community, and the bands get to talk to each other. Sometimes they play shows together. Like tonight, Ira Knox and Ghost Frame, which is a band out of Southern California, happen to be playing Southern California together tonight at a venue. At the same time, one of the bands will be playing next week somewhere else, and I've even got a band in London now, so they've been playing. I think they played Birmingham a couple days ago, and they had a great show. It's so much fun to be able to watch from afar.
Yeah.
At the same time, get reports of the shows, get the videos to post online or whatever, and spread, and hear the new music. So far, so good. The band in London just sent me 8 new songs. I think we're going to co-release it with a label out of the UK, who might also help me release the Talking Point record. We're doing some really cool stuff where other like-minded individuals want to help spread the word of these amazing bands. And we can take this DIY ethic and we can make it something that's a little bigger and a little bit more known and, akin to the early 80s Rob Zombie when he was doing it all himself.
Mm-hmm. That's so sick.
If we can give these guys a stepping stone to do something that they love, no matter what else they're doing in life, my world gets to be that part of it. So I get to have these conversations, whether I'm coming and going and doing other things. I get to talk to people about their creative ideas. I get to help maybe suggest things, but necessarily not make the thing. I just help get to actualize the idea of the thing. So manufacturing and distributing is a lot of fun for me because it's logistics and, it's not really managing the band, but it's helping decide what might be a good business decision for both of us. Which is kind of fun because I get to partner with everybody else and do these things together.
That's
so for me, it's a lot of fun, and I get to play band dad the same way I get to play
I was literally
dad,
just thinking band dad.
It feels like that, but you are kind of like, what about this, guys? Hey, what about this, guys? And then you're like, I love that. Let's do that, and sometimes I'm helping finance something. Sometimes I'm working out another deal, or I get to be the guy that maybe finds a way to collaborate with somebody else, like the other label, or we did some skateboards.
Yeah, you did.
We worked with a company out of Colorado Springs called Ritual Skateboard. Can I pull them out? Can I show you?
Dude.
Pull it out.
I had decided that we needed to do some collaboration skateboards with at least a few of the bands and Ritual Skateboards. We started with, let me show you this one. Suicide Cages and Ritual Skateboards.
Nice.
Suicide Cages.
Suicide Cages.
Oh, that's so sick,
This
dude.
actually is the artwork that we used on Inciting Incidents, which was a limited cassette release. The first release I did with Suicide Cages was a cassette release of all their old EPs combined together, along with a Churchfire remix of one of their songs. Churchfire is kind of an electronic band in town.
Okay.
A little different than the heavy stuff that the metalcore guys are playing, but
Right.
it was a really cool mix of things. So we did a skateboard to commemorate that release, but also because it's such a great artwork. Mike from Suicide Cages, the guitarist, not only is an amazing musician, but he's a great graphic artist as well.
That's cool.
So he designed this, and now we have a cool limited run skateboard available at skate shops through Ritual Skateboards, or available from the bands on the merch table, or from me on my website. It works out great. It's a lot of fun. Then we did one with Ira Knox, which is one of their t-shirt designs, this cool little design. So a Ritual Skateboards Braeburn collab with Ira Knox. And then the new Talking Point record that just dropped digitally this week, last Friday.
Yes.
Talking Point put out a full-length record. Talking Point's out of Fort Collins. Most of their artwork has Polaroids on it this year. And each of these is a different single from the record. That's actually the album cover right there.
Okay, cool.
So,
That's so sick,
these are
dude.
kind of the whole idea of Polaroids from the record on a skateboard as well. So we did a new release with that as well. So we've got a couple skateboards. We're doing some fun stuff where people are getting into it, you know, and those that are skating already are finding out the bands this way. Those that are into the bands, or like myself, who may be a little old to do the cool stuff I used to do on skateboards. I need to relearn it all, obviously. But, I like to hang them on my walls because they're really cool artwork, you know. But it's really neat to be able to do projects like this that I literally wouldn't have thought I would have been doing, even when I started the label back up. So these things kind of collaborate in conversation, in conjunction, in real time, you know, and I think looking at it now than I did maybe 20 years ago, I have a different bandwidth for those things.
Yes.
So I get excited about being the old gray hair or the old guy in the back of the show watching the bands, but I feel like I'm seeing some things that maybe when you're in the band and you're trying really hard to make that next show happen, or you're really trying to figure out the logistics to get to that show in Montana like you guys are, or whatever, having that other person on the team for the band is exciting, because that person can help you actualize things like this, which may just be a little bit out of your wheelhouse or your mindset if you're just trying to get that new record out, or write that new song, or get that new piece on that drum that broke last week that you need tonight for the show, or whatever it may be. The breakables, I forgot something, you know, whatever it is. There's so many factors in this, and that's the fun part about music, right? Like it's the whole process. It's the making of the art, but it's the performing of the art. It's the getting together with everybody else and doing it in a way that hopefully it's all just positive. And I just have a lot of fun being a part of it. So I like to breathe that energy into it, and maybe we can feed off of that, and everybody can, I don't know, get a little further or do little things that are a little different and more exciting.
I think the skateboard decks are fucking sick.
We're merch dudes. We try to come up with the coolest merch we can. This is blowing our collective minds.
Well, thank you. Yeah, we're pretty excited about it. I just had the idea because I met Ryan from Ritual Skateboards, and I started thinking, I wonder if he does collaborations. You know, it's one of those things where he actually had been thinking about it, but didn't know too many bands, and now he's fans of the bands, and you know, he did one with Cephalic Carnage. He just did a new board with them, which is really cool artwork, some crazy design.
Fuck yeah, dude.
So he's doing some really cool stuff with some really cool bands, and we're really excited to be a part of that.
That's so fucking
it's amazing what you can do if you just kind of keep your eyes open and you look for that new path. You know, that fork in the road that you didn't know you were going to take. I like to do one of those a week.
What a wonderful philosophy.
It's kind of like one of those things where you always try to get something done each day for the thing that you desire to be a part of, right? So, you know, today I ordered these CDs, or today I talked to this band, or today I followed up on these 3 things. Today I did something I've never thought I would do. Let's do that again. You know?
Yeah. I mean, it kind of makes me think of like sometimes you just have to be out of the box, right? And a lot of people try so hard to think what's out of the box that nobody's ever done that they forget the simplest part of being in a community or being in the music scene. And you touched down on this a couple times without being specific about it. You have to go out and talk to these people. You have to go out and see these people. You have to go to the shows. Go check out the merch tables. You know what I mean? If you're just kind of sitting at home clunking around on the internet, you'll get some traction probably. Sure. But I think eventually you run into like a glass ceiling at that point. People want to see your face. They want to know your voice. They want to know kind of like what you're about and what you're bringing to the table. And I think a lot of kids miss out on that these days.
IRL, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
The old IRL, dude.
Yep. We've noticed because we had been Paul and I put so much emphasis on being out on the road and playing out of state so much that we had to kind of like look inward and be like, man, we're not even part of a scene anymore.
Well, when
because
you guys
we're never
me,
here.
Yeah, when you guys approached me, you were like, we've been touring the world. Well, we live down the street, and I'm like, you do?
Exactly.
I had no idea you were from here.
Yeah.
And it's because you guys did so good at reaching or traveling or hitting those places that most of us haven't hit yet. Mm-hmm. It's kind of neat to see you guys do it the backwards way.
That's interesting you say that.
You know, and it's not a negative thing. It's just totally different than the way we looked at it.
Usually, and you're right, because usually people are going to start with like a local community and then kind of build out from there. I think because I'm not originally from Colorado.
Right.
Paul's not originally from Colorado. So for us, we always kind of felt like imposters anyway.
So you went to your safe spaces.
Yeah,
right?
which was, we'd go out and play the shows in Jersey. You know, we'd go and visit our friends in Montana. We'd go and play the shows in Texas. We'd go and get to Canada and stuff like that. And then eventually it became like we don't even know half the venues in Colorado.
What is in Fort Collins?
What is?
Yeah. What do we have here?
And so over the last, I'd say maybe year or 2 years, we've really spent more time focusing in like, hey man, we've got to go and see these. What else is going on in the local community? Yeah. And since then, I mean, it's been night and day, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really, really has. I think a lot of people miss that, though. You know, they miss the point of, I shouldn't say the point. They miss that step. They try and skip the step. Yeah. The step that you're skipping is going out and being a part of the community. Right. People want to build the community, but you got to be a part of that community first.
Dude. How do you build a community you're not a part of?
Bingo.
Right.
How do you be a member of something that you want to grow if you never show up?
Exactly.
Right.
And
exactly.
Whether you're the old guy or whether you're not, you got to show up.
Mm-hmm.
I have found that it's a very welcoming community, and those of us that love music are going to love music.
Yeah.
We can have these conversations, and we can talk about the gear we're using, and we can talk about the ways we're doing it. We can talk about the places that we make these tapes, Blood Red or otherwise. But if we don't have these conversations, we would have never known to be able to hit each other up when we're trying to solve these problems.
That's right.
So the more people we have in this group, the bigger we can go.
Yeah.
And Colorado specifically, whether we're all from here originally or have called it home now, continue to call it home now, Colorado has an amazing music scene.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir, it does.
Colorado has something that a lot of places look at and go, wow, things are really happening out there.
Yeah.
And I think it's really important, no matter where you are, to remember that every scene has enough space for all of you, right? So many bands, when they start, they don't think they can be that, or they try to be like this other band, and they feel like they're not able to get it because that other band does that kind of music better, or whatever it might be. Plenty of room for everybody. Yeah. Do your thing, do it well, make friends with everybody else in the scene. People are going to reach out and say, hey, we got a show, let's do something cool together. Yeah. Let's make this better because there's more of us making things together.
Yeah.
Right? And that's, I guess as a label, that's how I see it. I want to help with the growth. You know, in a perfect scenario, I get to say I heard these guys first, or I helped them put out their first record and now they're doing big things. That's a beautiful world for me because I get to be proud as a band dad, no matter where everybody goes next, you know? And that's the way I see it. So it's a lot of fun. I've got a lot of cool releases coming up. I've got a lot of cool releases that just hit. I've got a lot of cool releases that people are dreaming up right now, and I'm excited to share them with everybody.
Well, that's a good segue. So what do you have coming up on the roster or the schedule, so to speak?
This week, gentlemen, one of my newest signings is a band from Salt Lake City, Utah, D-Horn.
D-Horn.
We
You happen to
actually
have that one over here?
We do.
All right.
Hold it up so the people can see the album cover. Album or EP?
This is an EP.
EP.
It's the first of 3 releases that Braeburn's going to do with D-Horn in the next 6 to 8 months.
Okay.
We had the pleasure of when Suicide Cages went to Salt Lake in July, we played Aces High Saloon. Great place. Love that place. It's kind of our home away from home.
Okay.
As an opener, we had a local band in Salt Lake named D-Horn open up. It happens to be Chris Clement, who used to be in Day of Less, who was in a band called Bird Eater.
Okay.
A number of other bands, including a band called Gaza. He played bass. Amazing guy. But during 2020 and the COVID stuff, he currently plays in another band called Swarmer with one of the guys from Form of Rocket.
Okay.
He's been around for a long time. Been doing a lot of, well, hey, kitty.
Oh yeah, we have Grizzo on set.
Grizzo,
Right, Grizzo,
the
what
cat,
up, man?
is a D-Horn fan.
Well, I don't
He
blame
approves.
him one bit.
Yep, look at that.
So Chris did a little solo project called
Yeah.
D-Horn. He kept playing the heavy guitar, kept playing the metal, but he brought in some keyboards and did a bunch of stuff. So this is kind of a weird sample-heavy, less vocal, more instrumental EP with a bunch of cool zombie samples, and it's got a whole little theme going on. 6 songs called Devoured. It was out on his Bandcamp. Now I have it on CD and cassette. From there, we've got a live performance that we're going to put out on CD and cassette.
Oh, hell
that
yeah.
happens to be something that I'm going to put out on VHS and DVD as well.
That's fucking awesome.
And that's called Live from the Boar's Nest, which was recorded with Andy Patterson in Salt Lake City.
Sweet.
They did a Twitch fest where they streamed this live performance, which is very much like the one that they played with Suicide Cages. But
Yes.
we were so enamored by them. The whole band and I were watching them play the whole set. 3 keyboards, full band. It's intense. It's amazing. It's great stuff. I was so excited I signed these guys the next week.
No
I called Chris and said, we need to talk, buddy. He recognized me from a long time ago. I had a little radio show in Salt Lake for a while, and at the time he was in his first band, Day of Less, and now he's doing a bunch of new stuff. But they have another record coming out next year, a new full-length by D-Horn that we're going to put out on vinyl and cassette and CD as well. So we're working our way up to working with these guys quite a bit. We're bringing them out. They're playing the Atrium in Fort Collins on November 7th.
Fucking A.
With a band called Seam Ripper out of Greeley.
Okay.
Which is a lot of fun because they got a keyboard too. And another one of my bands, Chew Through, which is Matt from Suicide Cages and his boys in that other band. So
that's
a bunch
awesome.
of cool stuff. But D-Horn is the one that's coming out this week.
Yes.
Very excited about these guys. We're taking a turn a little bit. It's not all just heavy. This is a little bit more industrial, perhaps.
Okay.
It's got a little bit of something else in it. So we're taking a little bit of a spread so that we're not just pigeonholed as the super heavy label, which
That's cool as
is
fuck.
okay. Underground music is underground music.
That's right.
And Suicide Cages is going to be one of the heaviest bands you ever listen to.
Oh, yeah, buddy.
And we're very proud of that. but D-Horn is another one that we're very proud of. So we're excited about that. The new Chew Through record just came out. Circling Over Vinyl's coming this month. A whole bunch of great things.
That's awesome.
And
We had Tony from Circling Over on a couple weeks ago as well.
Good. Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah,
right.
that was a fun episode.
It was.
Yeah, that
He's
was
a cool
great.
dude.
That dude's in Scotland right now.
Oh, that's right. He said
He's doing
something
well.
He did
about
mention that. Yeah, that's right.
I'm watching
Lucky
him take
guy.
all these great photos of him doing all the good things.
That's
oh yeah,
awesome.
Just
Yeah,
chilling in
yeah.
Edinburgh.
Just doing his thing.
Doing the thing.
Exactly where he was yesterday.
I bet, dude. I've still got the
about
Edinburgh. I've got the Edinburgh tour guide on my the dash of my truck right now.
Let's remember that.
That's so
That's
funny.
all
Yeah.
good.
Oh, what a small world.
There it is.
Okay, so we've talked about running the label. We've talked about the bands on the roster. We've talked about all the good stuff.
Right.
But I'm sure people are aware that running a label cannot be all, sunshine and rainbows every day. What kind of hiccups do you run into running a label?
And how do you resolve those?
There you go.
Great question.
Yeah.
One of the hiccups I ran into recently was the pressing plant for vinyl that I was going to was surprisingly great price, excellent communication, and fantastic. I think I even recommended them to you.
I think I know what you're talking about now.
They
Yes.
pressed one record for me, took the money for the next one, and then went out of business.
Oh, shit.
Fuck.
That is why the Circling Over record is still not quite done, because I had to rotate and go somewhere else. I think the same answer of it being logistics and being fun is the logistics of running into these walls, right?
Yeah.
Any road trip, any vacation, any degree, any whatever we set our minds to, we run into these pitfalls or these potholes or these little corners of quicksand that we have to paddle ourselves out of. And I found myself having to do that a couple times, but typically, as long as you keep your eyes on the prize and focus a little bit, you can kind of reroute it. And I think more than anything, no matter what you're doing, communication is key.
Yeah.
Let people know if the record's not out yet, why, if they pre-ordered it, offer a refund or tell them when it's going to come.
That's right.
Typically, most of us are used to waiting a while for something we pre-order. Everybody's pretty cool in the scene and understands that if something strange happened, we just want to make it work.
Yeah.
We want to make it better for everybody. So the hardest thing I've found so far is the unforeseen partners falling apart.
Yeah.
In this case, I don't know if the guy had some financial issues or if it was a family thing or maybe, who could tell?
Right.
But everything crumbled with us having a project open, and that made it a little tricky to figure out. But we work through it and we make ourselves, move on from there. So that's the main goal that I have is to try to not run into these hiccups as often, or maybe not have the same one more often.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and there's a certain amount of just it's wild. The experience of doing all this, no matter what dimension of it you're doing, is wild, and there's a certain amount of stuff that cannot be predicted. I cannot remember, Kyle, if we talked about this on one of our recent shows, but what he talks about with the vinyl pressing plant immediately makes me think of our show in Laredo.
Oh.
Yes.
Did we talk about this?
You told me a little bit about this.
Yeah, just you have a project open and then the business shuts down. Getting on a plane, going to Laredo, Texas to play. Now, we went back there another time and we had a good show the second time that we went down.
Yeah, the promoter of the show or somebody affiliated with the promoter of the show had us back and was like, come back, we'll pay your guarantee, just come back.
We'll fix it, I promise.
Yeah, because that first time, the venue that we got to, that we were supposed to have the show at, and we've got the drums out, and the Kyle is set up, the merchandise is all set up, and then the person who owns the building gets into a dispute with the person running the venue in the space, and the venue is shut down in real time.
Yeah.
We're in the south of Texas. And we ended up selling T-shirts out of the back of the rental vehicle.
Thanks for coming to the show. There isn't one.
Yep.
Right.
Who wants a T-shirt, huh?
But
Good for you guys.
You raise an interesting point about just the other side of it, figuring out how to put out the fires when they crop up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And that's true with anything, right?
Yeah.
They're all businesses. Being in a band, playing music, releasing records. At some point, we have to figure out how we can keep doing this. Mm-hmm. If you show up and you're professional at the shows, even if they fall apart, you can typically find a way around it, like you guys did with that person that brought you back to make up for it. I promise we're not all like this. It's just that guy or whatever the situation was. Sometimes these things are beyond us, right? Yeah. But we have to know how to look at that without taking it personally. Yeah. And I have that problem too. Mm-hmm. I get so emotionally invested in all of this. I got to remind myself sometimes that sometimes it's literally just this little thing we're talking about. Yeah. And it'll be okay. Yeah. Let's just make sure we're all still cool with it all. Let's high five each other at the end of the day.
That's right.
I like to say this to Devin from Suicide Cages. Every time we're talking about something, he's like, hey, I got some things I'm going to bring over to you. Or, hey, we sold this many records and we might need a few more. Or we're thinking about this next process. I think I almost every time I end our conversation via text or whatever with, "This is fun." You got to remember that it's fun.
Yeah.
Like the reason we're all doing these things is to do something different than what we would do if we just clocked in and out every day.
Yeah.
Or, you know, and to remember that as artist types or as creatives, we need to find ourselves in a place where we can embrace that and be grateful for the things, even when we have the hiccups.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's the old guy talking in some kind of weird maturity thing. Confucius says, you know, but in a way it's true. You have to be able to embrace these things and say, okay, we learned from that and we're going to do way better next time. And it gets better as we go. And hopefully it all perpetuates and the momentum keeps building and we can all help each other out. And that's the real goal here.
It is the real goal here, man. And everything that you're saying makes me, I'm having like 19 thoughts at once because I completely agree with you about all of this. One of the things that I feel like is implicit in what you're saying when it comes to everything from like the highs to managing the lows is the fact that creative individuals, this is going to sound weird, but as time is going on, it feels more and more, if this is going to make sense to you in a backwards way, like managing pathology.
Right.
Being a creative individual is almost like having a medical condition that you have to manage. You have to be creative. You have to plug yourself into a community and have these experiences of the ether, of the spirit.
Absolutely.
Or things start to go wrong.
And quite honestly, some of the best bands are those that can't communicate off stage, right? Like they have this thing that happens when they play. Mm-hmm. But how do you have that conversation today while I'm hanging out drinking coffee with you or whatever?
Right.
I don't know, man. I just want to do it like this, you know? Like it's, and that's the whole thing is you have to somehow manage that, and that's the game. So hopefully, you know, anybody that's out there that's playing music that's looking for a label can find somebody that wants to help in a way that works for them. But it's important to say that not everybody needs a label or not everybody has to have this thing that I'm doing. I'm just hoping that can help where I think I can or with the people that maybe I gel with the right way or the timing is right or whatever it might be. Mm-hmm. There's so many factors that you just kind of have to play it as it goes, you know, and hopefully we're all coming out with something positive and we can help each other out on the way too. And
that's right.
I think I've probably got the $1 million question for everybody out there watching. And that is, because everybody wants to know, and I'm sure that there isn't one specific answer to this, but for bands out there trying to get signed, what is somebody running a label looking for?
I love that you asked this question.
People want to know.
You get these unsolicited emails. You get the, what do I need to do? Sometimes people hit up another band on the label and go, how do I get their attention?
Yeah.
I'm just speaking from experience, but I think first and foremost, prove you don't need me. Isn't that weird?
I think people would want to say that it would be, but in reality, it's not.
To us, no.
Right.
Yeah, we get it. Yeah.
I think that's one of the main things that I always try to say to people. What I find in any artistic thing, again, we recorded this record. We're going to get it up on Spotify tomorrow. And I don't know why nobody wants to release it. Well, if you released it yourself, it's hard for anybody to want to release it. Right. So think about the timeline. It's really hard when you make something to sit on it for a while.
Yeah.
So maybe keep making things so you have a few things in your back pocket so that when you have these conversations organically, when the time arises, you run into somebody that might run a label or you run into somebody that knows somebody that runs a label that may be looking for a band. You say, well, we have these 3 or 4 songs and we're already doing this, this, and this. The more that you already have to prove that you are a viable commodity, I'm sorry to call it that, but a label typically is somebody who's investing in you.
Yes.
If they're not going to see anything to invest in, they can love the music, but say, you guys can't even show up to play a show, and when you do, you're not professional.
Right.
It goes a long way, folks.
Yeah.
You know, it really does. So prove it. Act as if you are the label. Act as if you have all these things. Get to a level where the energy is such that people love what you do, and people will start knocking on your door.
Yeah.
or do it in a way that you've built it up to say, here's my electronic press kit. Here's what we have ready to go. Here's what we have in the works. Please don't share this because it's our new record. People do things like that. Mm-hmm. And it's very flattering to the label to say, these guys thought of us as a partner.
Yeah.
And they gave us something that they're not ready to share to the world yet. At which point we say, okay, is our momentum right? Or does our schedule work? Or does all the other business things that may or may not be the emotional things?
Yes.
We say, does this fit with what I'm doing right this second and what the label's doing right this second to what the band is doing right now? They want to be here in 3 months. Can I get them there?
Yeah.
All of these things take time. And I guess that goes back to me saying, whether you're a band that has a band meeting once a month, once a year, once a whatever, some bands will do like a band dinner in December to say, what are we going to do next year?
Yeah.
Some bands will have conversations like you guys probably do weekly about what you're doing next.
Yes.
Or the 3 things that are lined up next or whatever it might be.
That's right.
As you go into recording a new album, you say, we're shooting for this time to be done with the album. We're looking for this many songs. We have these ideas, whatever it might be. You got to keep doing those things instead of saying somebody's going to do it for us.
Yeah.
I guess that's the way to say it.
You touched on something that is very important. As you're explaining all of this, I'm immediately thinking there is this preoccupation. I think there's a perception among artists
Right.
that of like somebody else will do it. Somebody else will do the hard work. You know, not realizing that, again, you as a label owner, your incentive to connect to an artist so you guys can work together and do something that's mutually beneficial is predicated, as you said, show me that you don't need me. It's predicated on them already having the momentum, doing the work, and having a basic level of organization around the project.
Right.
You know, like it's, yeah, dude, yeah, that makes perfect sense.
We hear these stories, right? Whether it was the major labels knocking on somebody's door because they all wanted a piece of this, or the bidding war story of sorts. Why do you think people are knocking on your door? Because you have something everybody wants.
That's right.
And in the major label world, everybody wanted to cash in and use you as the cash cow, perhaps, which is not necessarily awesome. But what do you want out of it, and what kind of partnership are you looking for? That's just as important as we really want a label. And I'm flattered that people talk to me that way occasionally when they say, you're doing a lot of things, man. We want to be a part of it. But it's not that I can't do it for everybody. It's that I can only do a certain number of things at a certain amount of time because I'm only one guy.
That's right.
And I think it's good for everybody to know, just like with bands, sometimes it's okay to do it yourself.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of room for you to do it too.
That's right.
There's never a finite number of bands a scene can have. There's never only one zine that can be done. There's never one photographer that can do a shoot for every band in the scene. Like there are multiple creatives doing multiple things, and just like the guy that started a zine that got bigger and is now doing books or whatever else he's doing. He always said, do it because you feel like it, and the more creative you are, the more you're able to get better at it.
Yeah.
That's what it really comes down to is be the creative individual you are. And I feel like some of these things kind of find each other as the creative juices flow.
Yeah.
Build it, and you'll find like minds.
Yeah. It is.
Do you guys find that? A little
bit?
bit?
So.
100%.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, because eventually, I mean, I think we had mentioned how we had kind of started, playing out, kind of and nationally and all that stuff, and hadn't really focused on Colorado much. And, the first time you're out in a city, I mean, people have no idea who you are.
Yeah.
And it's all about being like-minded, right?
Yeah.
If they see you and they talk to you for 5 minutes and, you're instantly hitting on all these keywords of topics that they're like, I love horror movies. I love vision of disorder. You know what I mean? Like, you guys are probably going to get along just fine.
Sure.
You're like-minded people. But it still boils down to you got to go out and meet these people first.
And that's what it comes down to. Yeah, particularly it's long past the point where it's like, why do I have to do this social media stuff? It's not even here. It's been here.
Yeah.
And it is an inextricable part of the experience. And there's a temptation to lean on that exclusively, you know? But the fact is, we're weird hunks of blood-filled meat and bone.
Speak for yourself.
I'm a silicone-based creature.
We heard the story about the legs earlier.
We did.
So, we have a different situation.
There goes Paulie Half-Wax. but the idea being that there is ultimately, just like the health of our bodies. You know, it's there's a million substitutes for water, but water is the original beverage. There's a million substitutes for healthy food, but healthy food is what you're biologically designed for. We're designed for interaction, and you cannot entirely skip the physically go there and talk to people and interact with human beings step. We have found repeatedly, as I know that you probably have as well, in a sea of endless daily flooding of this cascade of content, one of the things that makes it real easy for people to pick you is they see you at a show. They see your band, they're like, whoa, man, I'm going to look you up on Spotify. I'll look up your stuff on YouTube, whatever form it takes. And what is it? It's being there. Human energy, being in the same place at the same time. And speaking of the energy, Derik, the level of the fucking skateboards, the releases, everything down to what you describe about what the experience is like for you and what your life gets to be like, and having the conversations with the creatives, collaborating, finding ways that everybody, the rising tide, raising all ships.
Absolutely.
My wife and I have a lot of conversations about this, and it's very closely tied to the kinds of people that we are. Like Emily works at a bakery. The bakery here, not here, we're not in Greeley, but the bakery in downtown Greeley. Go to the bakery.
That way.
Go to there.
Yeah. Go there.
Go to there and put many things of baked good in your face. Whole eat place.
That sounds nice. Actually.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's how I do it. I put it in my bake hole eat place. There goes old Paulie fucking wax legs. But the idea being that one of the things, like Emily will be delivering a cake and will show up to like this palatial mansion-like house and be like, man, why don't I have the kind of brain that could tolerate doing the kind of work that would allow me to own a home like this? I am cut of the exact same cloth. I am a fucking space cadet. I don't know how my car works. Like, I have only a tenuous grasp on so many aspects of being a functional adult.
But you can hit things.
But I can hit things.
There you go.
And you're like, and I teach, I give music lessons.
Right.
So Emily is baking, I'm giving music lessons. Emily always likes to say, you never make a cake for a person you don't like. You'll pardon the pun, but baked into the experience of that work intrinsically is positivity. Giving lessons, I feel the same way about it. Anytime that you do work where you give of yourself and your skills for the benefit of other people, it is the psychic ambrosia that creates peace, happiness, and fulfillment. And the way that you talk about Braeburn, the experience, you're like, I've got the skateboard, and then I went to this show, and Elliot was so sick, and I get to work with all these bands. There's just a kind of like, I don't know, it's the word unguarded. Like, you almost have like a childlike excitement.
I do have a little unbridled exuberance.
That's right.
The unbridled exuberance is something that I never want to let go of. Right?
Right.
We have to have something in our lives that gives us that.
That's right.
Or why are we here?
Do not bridle your exuberance. You want your exuberance unbridled.
Amen to that.
But it really is true. Just the level and the particular species of enthusiasm about which you speak of this experience is inspiring. And I would also say, Kyle, I think I'll speak for you as well, saying validating. Like, it's validating to be able to talk to somebody else. Not everybody, I don't know, like thinks about life this way, or has, well, we also, I think you look at it through the lens of gratitude. Many people do not have any outlet or avenue to kind of have this, kind of psychic or spiritual experience. Yeah, let's get weird. Let's get spiritual about it real quick. This spiritual experience where you're connecting to other people and everyone's feeding one another's energy and elevating. So it's a privilege to be able to participate and to just know someone who literally wakes up every day with this mindset of just how can I help?
Thank you, guys. I feel like we are like minds. There's no doubt about it. And it's fun to watch all of us do our thing.
That's right.
And it's so much fun to interact with each other.
Yeah.
Like you said. To have these conversations, to talk to each other about it. Hopefully somebody watching is going to say, yeah, I want to do that too.
Yeah.
All of us are very approachable.
Yeah.
We are a few different places on the web.
That's right.
And social media. You can find us. We can direct you to the places that you need to go. Anybody that wants to start something creative, you want to work on video, you want to work in print, you want to work in words, you want to work in books, you want to work in photography, you want to work in music, do it.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that. Because if you don't, you're going to wish you did, like the 20 years I didn't do music. I find that there was a big empty space in my world of trying to find that thing because I was trying to fall into place and do the thing. And sometimes that doesn't work for some of us.
It's interesting to hear you say that, the reminding that there was this window where you were not active in a direct way with doing the label. It's not theoretical. You're not thinking, oh man, that would kind of be tough if I wasn't doing... No, you literally lived it. And you had good reason.
Right.
Life stuff. You're a father. You're raising your children. You got to put food on the table.
Sure.
But you said that the news ticker in the back of your brain with the music stuff never stopped. So you know what it's like to step away from it, and not for a short amount of time.
Well, and these full circle conversations, you're right. Sorry to interrupt.
Go.
The bands that come back 20 years later, the bands that have decided that they can get past their drama of whatever the breakup was, and people are still very welcoming to them on their reunion tours or their whatever. I have a band that I released 2 EPs for, or a full length and an EP, in 99 and 2000 from Salt Lake City that I started the label with.
Yeah.
A band called Pictures Can Tell. I'm going to remaster that stuff and put it out on vinyl next year. We're coming full circle. I've had some 7 inches that have been hiding unbeknownst to everyone in the world for 24 years from a band called Form of Rocket out of Salt Lake City.
Yeah.
One of those members plays with the guy from D-Horn in a band called Swarmer now. Was able to reach back out, catch back up, come full circle. We're reissuing the 7-inch that people thought only had 50 because I've been sitting on the other 300 of them for 22 years. And that comes out in a month as well. We're trying to do some things, and I'm trying to do some things with the label that remind us all of that. It is still a small world, and time is still relative, and there are some things that maybe pull us astray. But remember where you need to be, because we're all very celebratory of coming back to that place.
Yeah.
Even if we have to do 50 other things to get there.
Right.
I sound like I have it figured out more than I really do, but this is how I think.
I think ultimately what you're getting at, and kind of what we're all touching down on, is that the best plan is the plan that you do, right?
There you go.
Yeah, the best plan is the plan that you do. You can have all these ideas and all these, I want to do this, I want to do that, I wish I could do this, I wish I could do that, I want to do what they're doing, I want to do what they're doing. And all that's fantastic, but the best plan is the one that you actually go and do.
Whatever's the one you actually follow. It doesn't mean that it won't be modified. It doesn't mean that it can't be refined or that you might periodically have to change course. But again, coming back to like the community action, whatever's the thing that you actually do is the best way to approach it.
Yeah, I would agree with that, like, wholeheartedly.
If you don't do it, you're going to be sorry you didn't.
Exactly. And at least at that point you can say, hey, man, I did it and I tried. Either it worked out or it didn't. Hopefully it does work out. I would say for the most part, people are going to find success in whatever form it is, as long as they just do it.
Just
you know,
do it, dude.
And every now and then, yeah, man, you'll have some failures. You got to get back up, dust yourself off, try it again. But at least you've got the experience, and you know, man, I'm not going to fuck that up again.
Right, dude.
You
Is
know,
there any other way than trial by fire?
Really, in a lot of ways, there's not. You hear the phrase "fail forward," and I, as time is going on, I have become less and less enamored of that idea. Yeah, okay, you try something and it failed, but I get stuck on the fail thing. If it's an inextricable, unavoidable part of the process, then how was it failure?
Right.
It was just a step you couldn't foresee.
Right.
You know, like the road that you're on, you can see certain parts of it, and then there's other parts of it where suddenly all the lights go out, and something doesn't go the way that you want it to go, but it's still part of the road, man.
It's like testing marketing material, right? If you test, 5 different, whatever it is you're trying to sell, say you're trying to do videos, whatever, you want to get people to your Spotify page or something like that. You may test 5 or 6 different songs with little to no results, and finally you hit on one, it makes all of it worth it.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, if in the end it ends up finally giving you the, that step or whatever, that achievement that you were looking for, yeah, then everything that you did leading up to that, and then there'll be a new mountain to climb. It'll never stop, but it's the doing it, dude. Just you're going for it.
I was just going to bring up the Suicide Cages music video.
Oh, so was I.
Great minds think alike.
Yeah. I was going to say, because we had talked a little bit briefly about Suicide Cages and a little bit of lore surrounding, is the song Tongues of Hell.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Well, I've got it queued up here. I'm going to go ahead and hit play, and then in a couple of seconds, everybody should see it flash up on their screen. And you guys can watch it with us. And there we go.
This is one of the 4 songs on the new EP.
Okay.
Okay, so remind me, because I know we've talked about this already, but from a recording, this is Will Putney, right? Is Putney on this?
Putney did master this.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Putney has a certain salt and pepper, so to speak, to his productions.
Yes.
And I feel like, at least I can recognize them immediately.
Oh.
And so, this has definitely got the Putney salt and pepper on it there, dude.
It definitely does. These guys actually recorded it here in Denver.
Oh, that's great.
With Felipe at Green Door.
Okay.
He recorded it, he mixed it, and then we sent it to Will Putney for mastering. So Will's salt and pepper is right at the end.
Yeah.
But he definitely made Big even bigger. And we're very proud to be a part of that. He only works with bands that he's seen live.
Oh.
And Suicide Cages was lucky enough to have played with Better Lovers a while ago, and is now someone that we work with occasionally.
That's fucking
He has
awesome.
mastered the last 2 of their EPs.
That's sick.
This particular video and this particular song is written with the Killdozer guy in mind.
So tell me the Killdozer thing. I've heard about it. What is the lore, dude?
Granby, Colorado. This guy got so disheartened with the world and the scene and the local politics that he fortified his own bulldozer and one day just had enough. And as you can see right about now in the
There it is.
video, one day he decided to get in, lock himself in, and take out as many buildings as he possibly could. And we can all feel for this guy in a way, right? Like,
Yes.
this is breaking down times 10. This is a guy in a Killdozer.
This is
Good breaking down reference?
Thank you.
Or
Thank
falling
you.
down reference.
Falling down,
That's,
sorry.
I knew
Use of
exactly
falling
what you
down.
You know
meant.
what I'm talking about. It's not
What's up,
Michael
Michael
Douglas in
Douglas?
this case. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Good use of falling down. But just the guy had enough and created a impenetrable bulldozer.
Yes.
And just began his own personal demolition derby.
The destruction only stopped when the piles of things he had broken hindered his path.
Fuck.
So this particular song, Devin from Suicide Cages wrote with this gentleman in mind and kind of wrote from his perspective. So when you listen to the song, you understand the anger there.
Yeah.
It's a little different. So Suicide Cages is a band from Denver. They've been playing for 3 or 4 years. They've had 80 or 90 shows now. They're playing with Shai Hulud next month.
Yeah!
They're playing Grand Junction, and they're playing Salt Lake City at a Braeburn. We're doing a Braeburn showcase in the middle of a Sunday afternoon in November. So Ira Knox and Ghost Frame are going to play with Suicide Cages at a 5 o'clock show on Sunday in Salt Lake City on November 2nd.
That's fun.
So we're going to have some fun. But Suicide Cages, man, they win people over in the way that everything you listen to from them is a brisk punch to the face for as long as the EP is. The records tend to be a one-sided 12-inch because 4 songs are about 12 minutes long, and it's about all you can take in one sitting sometimes. In all the right ways, you know?
They have a kind of intensity, dude.
They do.
Yeah, there's just the...
Well, you've seen them live. You know.
Yeah. And also, too, I went back and listened to Charm Offensive.
Okay, that's a great song.
Yeah, hell yeah, it's a great song. And it was just... It seems almost paradoxical because it has the energy of an explosion with the accuracy of a surgeon.
Yes.
And I was like, holy fuck.
And it keeps going for more than a minute, you know?
Yes.
It's impressive.
Yeah.
That particular song is on an EP called Mother of Thousands.
Okay.
The band re-recorded 3 other songs, and we are going to reissue Mother of Thousands on vinyl in February of next year.
Fuck yeah.
So we'll see a new version of that since the 100 EP 12 inches that they did already have sold out. We're going to do a new cover and a new layout on Braeburn for that too.
Oh,
Okay, sick. Happy Valentine's Day,
That
everybody.
is right. Yes, the February action is going to be where it's at with Braeburn next year. We're going to start the year off right with momentum. It's going to be a lot of fun.
That's fucking awesome.
Yes.
That is fucking dope. Yeah, okay. Any other shows coming up on the schedule that we should let everybody else know about?
Talking Point is playing with Shai Hulud at the Aggie in November on the 5th of November. The 6th, Suicide Cages plays with Shai Hulud at the Bluebird Theater in Denver.
Okay.
The 7th is the Dehorn Chew Through show at the Atrium in Fort Collins. And then we're going to Grand Junction with them as well. So we're bringing out a bunch of people. But those are the ones that are coming up soon. I also am in the midst of signing another band from Halifax, Nova Scotia.
Oh, shit.
Fun little hardcore band called In the Breaks.
Okay.
And yes, the EP has a lighthouse on it. Everything you would hope. So we'll keep you posted on that. We're going to do a little limited cassette run of those sometime in the next couple months as well. So we're a lot of fun.
I love that.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah, sounds like you guys have a very full schedule then.
Yeah.
Got stuff going on.
Getting
Things
it done,
are
baby.
happening.
You
Yes.
know, I should ask, do you generally avoid releasing albums or whatever releases around Christmas time?
Not yet.
Not yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
I know there will be a downtime of some sort just with production and people having other things. You know, people tend to be gone or, you know, at the same time, it's a great time for bands to write.
Yes.
In Colorado, it gets colder and it's not exactly a time people go out to shows.
Right.
Which is kind of why I'm shooting for February to kind of wrap things up and get things going again.
Yeah.
We kind of wind up at the end of winter when people are kind of looking for a reason to get back out.
Yeah, they're coming out of hibernation at that point.
We all decide to drive in the snow that day because we're ready for something. That's what you know what I mean? And that's kind of where it's at. Whether there's snow or not, who knows with the way things are these days and the weather situations.
Yeah, February in Colorado, you could be safe.
February in Colorado is usually the wet snow month.
Right.
One of a couple. Yeah.
One of a couple.
Yes.
Well, let's see here. I think we have one last segment to throw at you. And Paul is the purveyor of this segment.
Okay, so obviously Braeburn has a Wikipedia page.
Oh, obviously.
But there is a Wikipedia page just for you, Derik. Actually.
No kidding.
Yeah, there's this Wikipedia page. And we wanted to take an opportunity to kind of clear the air a little bit because there are some claims about you, about things that you've done that we just sort of wanted to confirm or deny.
I'm happy to help where I can.
We need to know.
Okay.
Yes.
So it says here on your Wikipedia page that you are one of 12 human clones in a disastrous failed experiment from a black budget government agency, and they got all the rest of them, but you've managed to survive. Is that, can you confirm or deny?
There are certain pieces of this that I cannot quite bring up in conversation.
Safely divulge.
Let's say that I
understand.
can only touch on the fact that, let's just say only the strong can survive.
That's right. That's
I
right.
knew it.
Derik Hendrickson is a pseudonym.
That's all
actually.
I'm going to say.
I knew it.
That's right.
I
Simple as
can't
that.
confirm nor deny anything else that you may have mentioned. Just
Understood.
now. Okay.
Understood.
From the first time we had drinks with him in Fort
That's-
Collins, I was like, no actual human can be drinking this.
Yeah. Yeah. It's true.
What was the name of that drink, by the way?
I don't know, but it was lovely.
Oh no! It was the shoe. It was like Jaeger.
It was Lager,
It was
Jaeger
that
adjacent.
thick of a beer.
Yeah.
It was. Yes.
It was an aperitif.
It was pretty good.
Oh, yeah, that was Underberg.
There you
Underberg,
thank you.
I don't forget those. Underberg is
dude.
where it's at.
Underberg
yes.
was dope.
The aperitif.
The aperitif.
aperitif.
It was like normal humans don't drink this.
That's right.
Oh, but they will
As
as we proceed.
we proceed, yes, as time goes on,
I had wondered since then.
Underberg, dude, they were
The
good,
Underbergs,
dude.
yeah,
They were good.
yeah.
What else do we have here that where we're going to go with? There's just a couple of other things.
I'm
that I
happy
just
to-
wanted
Very
to
fishy
cover.
information on your Wikipedia.
It just seems a little funny. Is it true that, let me see here, were you actually born in the year 1492 and you're just a time traveler?
I can answer that question with a question.
Yeah.
Was the town of Walla Walla, Washington, a thought in anybody's mind in that year?
Right. Probably not then.
I'm going to go with no.
Probably not then.
So that one we might have to update on the Wikipedia.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Not a time traveler. Got it.
Not quite as old as that.
Right.
You get
Even
it?
though
Edi-
I am the older guy.
Wikipedia editors, you got that?
You guys, somebody update that.
Yeah.
please.
We need to
I was
fix
saying
that
because
fast.
That's not. Yeah. We got to get our shit together here with that.
Wholly inaccurate.
Yeah.
Occasionally that happens.
That's
It's all right.
right.
That's what you get when people are updating things for you.
Yeah, they say that Wikipedia is not accurate all the time. You know, they say they get stuff wrong. This one
hit
seems
or
a
miss.
little. What was that?
It's hit or miss sometimes.
It's all of it
It's okay.
true.
Yeah, yeah.
It is all of it true. We got one more.
Okay.
We got one more. So this seems plausible to me, just for whatever this is worth. Can you confirm or deny that you are actually the arch overlord who commands an army of were-chameleons? Ooh. Yeah. That I can buy. That I could believe.
Let's just say I can think of nothing better.
Picking up what you're putting down there, buddy.
Okay. All right.
All right.
It's all,
Best I can give
it's all
you on
making
that one.
sense now.
That's right.
Well,
That's
at least now we have the clarification. I know a lot of people wanted to know.
We got a surprising amount of questions about the were-chameleon overlord thing, actually. So
I don't know, man. You guys pulled a lot out of me today. I feel like I gave you a bunch.
Thank you.
I mean, and thank you for everything you gave me as well.
That's right. That's right.
People don't often take us seriously as real interviewers, but we get down to the brass tacks.
Oh
my
yeah,
man.
yeah. But that's what we bring to the table here at the law offices of Pathos and Logos and Logos.
That's right.
I'm going to recommend you guys.
You should.
Much appreciated, sir.
You should.
We appreciate your business. Buy local, y'all. So, you know what I mean?
That's where it starts. That's right. That's where it
Oh,
starts.
that's
right.
great. Okay, well, that winds down another episode of Soundcheck with Pathos and Logos. Definitely tune in next Wednesday for another new episode. We do not know who the guest is going to be yet, do we?
Not yet.
No, but I bet it's going to be pretty good.
Yo, yeah. Oh, it'll be a blast.
It'll be a blast. Paul, what do we say at the end of the show?
Glory to the order. Eat it on the border. Vision of disorder.